The world is cruel, so you use the tools that you have.
Bomba number 2, Kwithu. Shout out to Chef 187.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Benas, Banda, aka B Money, aka Mr. 50K. This is the 50K podcast. Joining me on the show this week is radio and TV personality Natasha Vandermaas. Welcome to the show.
When you say 50K, is that how much we are sharing?
Yes.
At the beginning? Can we do the sharing now?
Yeah, so
that
I can wire you at 25K.
Yes, please bring out your phone. When it comes to money, I'm very serious, Benas. Money makes the world go around. Thank you for that intro.
It actually does. Thank you for coming, by the way.
Thank you for having me. I made it.
Yes, finally.
It's not like that. How?
Okay, no, it's not like that.
Should I be nervous?
No, don't be. It's a safe space.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so I first heard about you in 2017, Zambezi Magic lifestyle show, Zathu. What was that like for you presenting Zathu?
Madezi ya kudala. I feel like when you say 2017, 2016, you're giving out how old I might be.
Don't worry, you're not 30 yet.
Zathu was a great experience. I'll just give you a quick background, like how I ended up on Zathu. So Michael the planner,
Yes.
has been my friend for years. We used to do salsa dancing together. We used to do a lot of Caribbean dancing together back then when there was Brown Frog and all that jazz, right? So then 2016, he comes up to me and says, boy, ninaka project. I need a presenter, but we need to shoot the pilot. If it goes through, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try it. Then Tommy, at the time who was the producer for Zathu, had Zathu as a project waiting to happen. And we used to shoot from Playhouse for that thing. It was a dance competition.
Yeah.
Then Tommy happened to be in the audience that day, one of the days we were shooting. And then he came backstage when I was done presenting and he says, you know what? I'm looking for a presenter for a show like this, da-da-da-da. Can I go and get my camera in the car and you do a quick intro for me? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, no, Tash, I think you are really good. You will make this happen, da-da-da. This is the idea. In those minutes of him going to the car, getting his camera and coming back, I came up with what I thought was an intro.
Yeah. And
he shot me. We used to shoot on Sundays. And on Tuesday, I got a call back and said I got the job. And that's how I got onto Zambezi Magic, literally, just like that. So yeah, it was, what do they say, time and place?
Mm-hmm. Time, right place.
Right
2
time,
days
right
later,
literally 2 days later, yeah.
Are you still doing the salsa dancing? Is that still happening?
I don't do it as often as I used to. I religiously used to dance once every week on Thursdays or Tuesdays back in the days. Socially, of course, after the years of me like learning everything. Now it's as and when. I would like to do it more often. I think I just need to get back into the pizzazz of it.
Into the groove.
Yeah.
1 week in and I'm sure you'll get back in form.
If the salsa family in Zambia or Lusaka are watching this, they're just going to be like, ma'am, we're going to call you next week.
They will. Now, we actually first met the same year, 2017. Zambezi Magic were having a comedy show at Bulungushi. I don't know if you remember. Yeah. So you're doing like a red carpet shoot.
Yes, I did a lot of those with Zathu.
Exactly. So you're with your co-host, Bimak.
Yes.
Then you interviewed me and Kachinga. So this was around...
My boy, 260.
So this was around the time when my contract with them was done. And then Kachinga came through and took over. So I've been curious to find out what was on your mind, because at that time BE and Zambezi Magic were not really like on good terms. So I was curious. What was running through your mind when?
So I think when you're new with the channel, you don't really get to know the behind politics or what's going on.
Yeah.
Later on, when you simmer down into the family, then you're like, oh, this happened. And then now you start to experience things or see things as well. Then you kind of understand to say, okay, so, you know, that's what that person went through and this is what. And considering now that we are here and thinking of your situation, I might not know it accurately, point for point, but a lot of people did experience similar things, like the way, you know, your journey went. So I think it's always important to just always have it in the back of your mind that nothing is permanent.
Yeah.
Because this is us like almost 3 years later after Tuvwange.
Yeah.
And it would be lovely for it to come back, but we're just in the wind. We're chilling.
Speaking of Tuvwange, how did that go? How did you get the call up?
So for Tuvwange, you know what, Benas, shout out to the people in my life. I think I always talk a lot about your network, your support system and all that, very important. And I think most of the jobs I've gotten, whether it's influencing or what, have come from somebody recommending me or, you know, to a job or something like that. And so I have a very good friendship with J-Rox. I've known him from Zone Farm, Shaka Zulu on him.
Yeah, that fell back.
I was about to reveal a secret.
Do tell. No one's watching.
No. I actually featured in one of the Zone Farm videos. I won't tell you which song so that you push should go and bring your receipts to this internet. So Jay and I go way back in college. Okay. Back in the days, Jay, Sam, Thugab, Young Verbo, we go way back.
Okay. That was by Zikas?
Yes, Zikas. And so the guys have been my friends. And so when that opportunity came, I think when it came down to finding people, obviously a list was, you know, suggested. And then Jay called me. We had a sit down, discuss this, da. Are you interested? I'm like, yeah, sure. I definitely want to do it. I love TV. I'm a camera girl, so I'd love to do it. Yeah, but you must understand that it won't be only you this time around. It'll be 3, 4, or 5 other personalities. I was like, cool. I enjoy working with people. It's just interesting when you are working with women, because the stereotype is that women can't work together.
Yeah.
And for me, I would like to think I'm easy to work with, unless you've heard otherwise.
No, I've never heard anything.
I'd like to think I'm easy to work with.
I've never heard anything. I've never seen anything.
Yeah, the internet is on my side. I'd like to think I'm easy to work with. And so I was looking forward to working with the girls. And that's how we ended up with Mutale, Michi, and Esther Chungu at the time. Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of, those were like many personalities. And if you have like 4 egos, they are bound to clash. And like you've mentioned, you don't have a problem like working with people. So looking from the outside, you look like someone that's cool with everyone. Like to my knowledge, everyone's cool with you. I've never seen you beefing with anyone online. But then when you're friends with everyone, obviously your friends are going to fight each other.
That's the thing. And to be honest, that has happened, of course. Let me just give a shout out to BMAC. Working with him was a breeze. You know what I mean? And then BMAC also has history with my older brother. they're friends. They used to play basketball together and all that. So when we met, it was like, actually, I'm friends with your brother. Da, 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 da. So it was easy. We gelled in. He's very calm, and I was the upbeat person. So we kind of, you know,
it gelled.
It gelled. It worked. Now 4 ladies. We have Mutale, the firecracker. We have Michi, who is the poise model type of girl, and she's very prim and proper. Michi is, you know, that girl. And then we have Esther, who's also very demure but very opinionated, and she stood strongly for what she believed in. And then there was me. I was just the social butterfly.
Yes.
You know? I heard somebody on the internet recently saying, oh, she seems to be everyone's friend, like you've said. I get along with everyone because I don't have a reason to beef with anyone unless they have a reason to beef, but I don't do that. And said, there's a word they used, not desperate. They said she's a people pleaser. So does being social and just being friendly with everyone to avoid conflict mean you're a people pleaser? I don't know.
No, I don't agree with that. Because before, I used to think it's cool to not have like a lot of friends. Like I was that guy like in school. I was at UNZA. So before going to classes, I would be in headsets. I would only take them out when I'm in class.
You were the intro type.
Yeah, like I think I still am. This is me just trying to like come out of my shell. Yeah, but I feel like people like you like get more opportunities like in life. Like it's easier to make money when you're like a
really when you're social.
Yes, because people like to work with who they know. Yeah, because even like the day jobs that I've had. It's not like people have hooked me up like, yo, Benas, this side, bring your CV, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I've had to like go through these online portals, send in my CV.
Right.
Yeah. So
whereas
I think
for us, they'll just see a clip of someone talking and they'll be like, oh, okay. Recently, I just came back from a short holiday. And while I was on that holiday, somebody sends me a message. I don't know them, from a bar of soap. And they're like, you were recommended from a producer in Malawi.
Wow.
I was like, wait, what? Malawi? But then I realized, okay, no, the channel does also overspill to other countries in the southern in the southern part of Africa. So I get how this recommendation would come. But yeah, I mean, friends is one thing and acquaintances is another. And just because someone is your acquaintance doesn't mean you cannot be nice to them. So I have my friends, like the people I hold dear to my heart and all that jazz. But generally, I choose peace. I honestly just choose peace.
So you have your people who you know you can call. Like if your car was to break down at 2 a.m., you know that, okay, if I call this person, they'll pick up.
Oh, definitely. That has actually happened in real life. And those people showed up in 0.5 seconds. Literally showed up in 0.5 seconds. So yeah.
No, it's a good thing. You need such people in your circle. Yeah. So on the Tuvwange issue, what was your take? Like, because Mutale was more of like on the liberal side, and then it looked like she was bullying Esther, who was like newly married. So as a neutral, like, what did you think of the whole thing?
I know. I like that as a neutral. I love Esther. She's my young sister, very near and dear to my heart. Same with her husband. We have a very good relationship. And I'll say the same for Mutale. I have a very good relationship with Mutale. I always tell people that you people experience the Mutale on Facebook and on TV. I experience the Mutale at home. So I experience the work Mutale and the home Mutale. And so I understand her personality for what it is, you know? And also I appreciate and respect what Esther stands for. So when it comes to TV, in a situation like that, someone will have to come out as a villain and someone will have to come out maybe as a victim, you know? And yes, Mutale is very liberal and very opinionated. Yo, my girl can talk. But also Esther is unshaken. Like I said, she's very grounded in what she believes in. So when they were added in different opinions, it's either you are neutral or you support not one friend, but one take.
Oh yeah.
You are supporting the topic or you're against the topic. But from the viewers out there, they're not seeing it from the presenter's point of view. When the viewers watch, it is entertainment. Even when they watch 50K, this is entertainment for them.
Entertainment to them.
They don't know the relationship you and I have, the banter you and I have. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Life happens. TV is TV, entertainment is entertainment, and not everyone will have the same view on a topic. And relating to, I think it was a 2-point question with Esther's marriage and that. I think the last 2 seasons, I was already divorced, but I wasn't divorced on screen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So in reality, everybody on the table knew my situation.
Yeah.
But to the viewers, I was still considered the married girl because for the first 2-3 seasons, social media bashed me for always talking about my marriage. So now, thank God they didn't know. People only knew, I think, 3.5 years later after my divorce, because I tried to keep it as away as possible. So now when Mutale would maybe say something in relation to the marriage, it was, some people would be half and half, like, let her enjoy her marriage and da-da-da-da. And other people would be like, oh, as if she's the only one married and da-da-da-da. In the back of my mind, I'm like, viewers are so confusing. 2 years back or 2 seasons back, you were bashing me for bragging about my marriage and talking about how great it is and da-da-da-da.
Exactly.
And half and half, because of viewers and also just for personal reasons, I'm keeping it away from you so that you don't come and say, yes, she was lazy. Because back then, when I was married, I never cooked. I never did chores. It was the situation I was handed.
Yeah.
It was the privilege I had. So when a viewer or when the girls on the panel would say, like, oh no, cooking on a brazier, da-da-da-da, and I'll be like, oh my God, such a struggle.
I can't relate.
I can't relate. But guess what, Benas? It's past 4 years since my divorce and I still don't own a brazier.
Wow.
So I'm still that girl.
Still living soft.
Load shedding is what has forced me to get a gas stove. But even my cylinder is only 3 kgs.
Wow. It's that small?
Yes, it is. So at the end of the day, I think it's just important for people to understand TV is TV. They need to understand or grasp the idea of what entertainment is. And then maybe they'll understand and be more lenient on people's opinions. But generally, people don't know how to separate, the person they're seeing on screen and the person they see in real life and all that. Some people, I'll give an example of Mwaka. Mwaka Mugala, she plays Zuba.
Yes.
Up to today, people call her Zuba. Many people have even forgotten that her name is Mwaka. But has it ever crossed our minds to say, how does she feel to be called Zuba when her real name is Mwaka? Yeah. So yeah, it is what it is.
It's like what I was watching once, like Baka Haynes, like nobody knows that he was Robert Whitehead. So people are making fun of him. They say at your funeral, they will say, here lies Baka Haynes.
Right? Yeah, even Mr. Bean.
Oh yeah.
For a long time, people didn't know his real name.
Yeah, that he was actually Rowan Atkinson.
Literally. Who is what? Is he a doctor? What? He's got, is it, I think he's got a degree or master's in something. He's got like, you know.
He's actually an intelligent guy.
Yes.
But then he sold like being like a mime and everything.
Yeah, you know.
Now, I agree with you on that one. I think most Zambians don't know how to blur the lines between like fiction and reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I'm a big wrestling fan, and with wrestling, they blur that line a lot. So you can tell, like, okay, Undertaker is not really like a dead man or whatever. So like for me, I understand, like I get it.
But in an African home, they'll be like, blood of Jesus.
Exactly. So you find that maybe even someone like Mutale, I've actually interacted with her before.
Yeah.
Yeah. When she had a show on Diamond TV, she interviewed me once when she was shooting at her house in Ibex at the time. Yeah, and I realized, okay, this is actually like down to earth, smart person. But then once the camera start rolling, then like, you know, like it's a different thing. It's a different, like, same as me.
She becomes Mutale Mwanza the brand, you know?
Yeah. Same as me. I'm a very quiet person in real life, but then when the camera starts rolling, like, whoa, I like how, like, that's something that Toby, like I like how you transform when the cameras are rolling and everything. Yeah, so it, like, it
I feel
does.
like I'm the same person. I feel like I don't have. Oh, okay. Maybe the people that are close to my life will say I've got split personalities from time to time, but I feel like I'm the same person.
But I think it's okay to be the same person.
Yeah.
Like, people don't get disappointed when they meet you in person. Like, oh no, where is the?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like when they see me in the car, like, yo, why aren't you know?
Although there's something people get. Well, I don't think they don't get disappointed, but they just notice. They say, wait, you're short in real life. TV makes you tall.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, does it really? I'm like, no. What you see is what you get.
Oh yeah, no, TV hides height.
Yeah, so people are always like, wait, you are short in real life. I'm like, guys, even on TV I feel short. What do you mean I'm short in real life?
Yeah. That's true.
Oh yeah, guys, for those of you watching, I'm short, please. We'll ask Benas to measure me before I leave.
I think that's them though when I first saw it, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people say that or think that, and then they're like, mommy, you were almost nearing midgets.
Yeah. So on Tuvwange, you're saying you managed to conceal the divorce for, is it 4 years? How did you manage?
Almost 3 years, yeah. Almost 3 years.
How did you manage to do that in an era of like social media where like somebody you have leaked that, like a family member? Like, how did you manage to conceal that for that long?
First of all, shout out to my team, like, you know, the crew, the girls. In case you ever thought in your lives that Mutale or Michi or Esther were messy, it's living proof that they're not messy. At least when it came to, you know, what I shared with them. It just didn't get out there. So it was very close knit. It was my family that had the information. My ex-husband is not a social media person, so you were never going to hear it from him. Our separation was very closed even with our lawyers. And my lawyer understood who I am in society, quote unquote.
Oh, yeah.
So she also made sure. And every time we had meetings, I would always ask her, like, don't you, because once you file, it becomes public documents.
Yes.
Anybody can
Can check
go
the files.
and can go and check the files, you know.
Yeah.
So it always clicked in the back of my mind. I'm like, if that one blogger visits High Court, it's over for me. But our bloggers, good or bad, they are not fact checkers.
No.
They just go with the wind.
You just copy and paste.
Yes. They just copy and paste. And most of the stuff that is posted from some bloggers, it's just hearsay. Benas told me on 50K that ABCD. Yeah, so remember when Natasha featured on 50K? Yeah, and they were with Benas. It must be accurate. There's no fact checking. Bloggers don't actually know that it's easy to get a story from the source.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know how people might just be willing to tell you? So if you just go and be like, Benas, so this is what we heard. If they're not ready to tell you, well and good. But there's people out there in our, celebrity umbrella mosquito net in Zambia that will willingly give you information if you asked. If you don't ask, then maybe go through other avenues. But most of our bloggers in Zambia just go with the wind and post what they want. So I got so lucky that it didn't go out. Everybody respected me. And we were talking before the cameras were rolling about how I intentionally kept my family, away from social media. So even that, I think, helped. But of course, no parent wants to go out there and talk about their child's divorce or brother or sister. And I have kids, I don't want my story or their dad or me to be seen in a certain light. At the end of the day, I'm still a mom. I am a pillar of strength. I'm a pillar of strength. So people were actually very kind to me and just kept it. And then when Mutale Mwanza started doing Mutale Mwanza Unscripted, she called me. I'm her homegirl. Girl, do you want to be in my show? And da-da-da. I'm like, of course, you're my girl. She's like, do you want to talk about your divorce? I was like, now that the dust has settled and everything is done and I can answer any questions. Because I also didn't do interviews.
At the time, yeah.
At the time and what, I just never did. Because then I didn't want to lie. Because out there, I was known as a family woman. So now if someone says, how's your husband?
Yeah.
So I didn't do interviews or podcast invitations. So when Mutale said, okay, and also she was paying me good money. So for the right amount, I will give you the exclusive.
Nice. Monetize the story.
Listen, nothing is for free. And Mutale is a businesswoman.
Yeah.
So she was never going to let me do it for free either, So I was like, look, I'm coming in as your friend. We already have a friendship and you're giving me money on top of that? Girl, I'm a bear it all.
Here's the tea.
Here is the tea. We'll put some honey in it. And so that was my big announcement. Remember, there's a clip where Mutale said, Natasha, if you Then social media ran with it. Oh, she's not a true friend. How can she be celebrating her friend's divorce? But like I said, the viewers don't know what's going on. Mutale knew that information 3 years ago.
3 years prior.
But now is when I decided to tell my story. So people did kind of go hard on her. Like, she's also shared her story of being married before. And so it was like, yeah, she just wanted her friend to be divorced as well. Hey, back in the streets. But we rode with the punches. It is what it is. I mean, we didn't sign up for the abuse on the internet, but we signed up our lives to be out there. So we rode with the punches.
That's the thing. It comes with the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, what's post-divorce life like? Because I know there are probably many other women out there that would want to get out of their marriages.
I know.
Yeah, but then how are you managing? Like Zambia being very traditional, like
Conservative
usually, like,
and all
like
that.
Parents look down on women that like step away from marriage and tell them, no, just stay. Look at me, I stayed for 18 years. What? But for you, like how's it going for you? How are you navigating?
I'll tell you one thing. Well, a couple of things, not one thing. So I come from a Christian background. My dad's a reverend.
Ah,
My mom's a pastor.
hey. Yeah, pastor's
So-
child.
I'm a PK, guys, all my life.
Okay.
So can you imagine how that conversation went the first time? Telling the people that cancel pre-wedding, pre-marital counseling, they're the ones that do that. They're church leaders. You know, there are examples and inspirations out there. And their firstborn daughter comes to them and tells them she wants out. It wasn't easy. My dad said, there's no way you're not leaving this marriage. My mom, she's a woman. So on the emotional side, she understood, because obviously I shared with her a lot more than I did with my dad. So in most African homes, women are quiet and the men speak. So in that first meeting, mom was just quiet. And dad was, is there no any other way? So he asked me a question. He said, why are you leaving? So I said to him, I'm not happy. Then he said, that's all? Remember, apart from him being an advocate for love and respect and all that, he's a reverend, and but he is an African parent.
Oh, yeah.
So happiness can't be the reason you're leaving your partner. It's not big enough a reason. There has to be something, because most divorces, or let me say some, let me not say most, some divorces, it is infidelity,
Yeah.
Physical abuse and all that. I was never physically abused. It was not infidelity. I just wasn't happy. So it was back to this generation kind of kids.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean happiness is what? So when you leave, that's when you're going to be happy? I'm like, I need, some time alone. And so he said, anyway, think about it. And besides, you haven't come to ask, you've come to tell us. So the beginning was very tough. And he called me Mrs. Vandermaas probably up until maybe last year. Yeah. It's a bittersweet kind of thing, because I get along with my ex-husband. Every Christmas we spend it together with my family. He's actually the main person that cooks for most Christmases.
Nice.
For the Vandermaas and my side of the family.
Nice.
And in real life, I'm his only family, quote unquote, in Zambia, apart from his kids. So we still have an interesting relationship there. Am I going back? No. But for my dad, it was like, no. So I moved out. I'm the one that moved out. I'm the one that, asked for the divorce. And he kept on asking, Mukabwelali? Mukabwelalisa. Do you understand, Bemba?
A bit.
It means, when are you coming back?
Yeah.
When are you coming back? And one day, I had a very interesting conversation with him about new and old generation, and it was a real heart to heart. One of those conversations that back in the days a child would never have with their parents. So we talked about trauma, we talked about trauma dumping and trauma carrying, mental health, and all that. And in the beginning, even he said, what do you mean by mental health? This is a man, my dad is what? He's turning 74 next week.
Wow.
Or something. So he was just turning 70 or 69 at the time. Old man. So for him, mental health, what's that, my girl? Yeah. And my dad and I have a very good, close relationship. Father-daughter relationship, perfect. So it was like, there's no way, you know? And also, I think in the back of his mind for him, it was when I decided to get married, he was against it.
Oh.
That's a story for another day.
Yeah.
He was he was not ready for me to get married. I think I got married when I was 23 or so. I still stand on saying 23 is quite young to be married, but you know, to each his own. But I feel 23 is young. So my dad he was like, nah, you're not doing that. So now she got married. She stayed in the marriage for almost 10 years. Now she wants to get out of the marriage. She forced me to bless. My friend, just stay. So it took a lot of conversations. And mom kept on saying, I think even to him, like, what we want is for her to be happy. We don't know what happiness looks to her, but we are her parents, so we have to be there for her. And so they've simmered into it. Divorce is never easy for any of the families. The kids, that's another journey to go on. Also, my youngest just turned 11. So there's been a lot of conversations happening and a lot of healing that needs to happen still up to now. All I can say is, if you want to leave, be sure. Be sure that you want to leave. And leave for yourself. Don't leave because you've seen Natasha popping bottles somewhere and say she's living her best life. I pop bottles in my marriage. I'm popping bottles in my singleness. My life did not change. I just didn't have a partner anymore. So always live for yourself. Choose yourself first. Some people will say choosing yourself is selfish, but I stand on being selfish. Because if you are not selfish with yourself, you will not be able to pour out of your cup to your family, to your friends. I do not encourage divorce. It's obviously breaking families. And the Bible does not support divorce. Get it from me. I'm a reverend's daughter. But if you should leave, if you're being abused, and some people will say, and you've probably heard this, Benas, at least swamumenya, at least the problem yama muna wake ni wakazi chabe. It can't be at least. You shouldn't settle for the gray area. It should be white or black. I'm not saying don't compromise. Compromise on something that you think or feel is worth the compromise. Because yes, he doesn't beat you, but he's cheating. So then you might get diseases that will either make you vengeful, and that's why women kill. A scorn of a woman. Because you stayed, and because he wasn't beating you, but he brought diseases. So now he has killed you indirectly because of the other women. There's financial cheating as well. There's mental cheating, there's physical, there's different kinds of abuse that we need to read on. And the world needs to be educated about it, especially in this country, Lord. There's so many levels of abuse, and sometimes people will say, oh no, it's just this new generation. How did our parents survive, or our grandparents? Life evolves, and our parents or our grandparents did not have options. Benas, if you and I grew up the way our parents grew up or our grandparents grew up, of course I would be doing your laundry. Of course I would break my back for you in the kitchen. Of course I will bear 50,000 kids for you. But because time has evolved, did you choose to go to the schools you went to? No. Your parents took you to those schools. And the level of education you got is totally different from the level of education. Should culture and tradition still be embraced? 110%. I might not be the super traditional person, but meet me in my parents' house. I am traditional. I will not show up in those bum shorts you see me with on the internet at my father's house. I might arrive in a bum short in the yard, but the moment I arrive, if I don't have a chitenge in my car, I will call my mom and say, Mami, mperenko chitenge pa window. So mom will give me a chitenge at the window. Then I'll enter the house and say hi to my dad. So, but in my home, I have my own rules and how I want to train my kids. And thank God that my parents are still alive. So they're still able to also fill in the gaps that I miss out, because we're now being called modern parents.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So my parents are still around, and at least they help. So yeah, back to divorce. It's never easy. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, to be honest. But how am I after divorce? I'm great. I am. I'm living my best life. Like I said, it was tough, but once time passes and acceptance happens, especially on both sides of the coin, I'm living my best life. Would I marry again? No. Do I want a ring from Tiffany & Co. for commitment? Yes. Do I want to be lavished and, be set for life by a companion? Yes, I do. But walking down the aisle? No. I've done it once, and it's fine. Yeah. My relatives, and sometimes my mom would be like, no, you're still young. I'm like, no, we ain't doing that over here. Companionship is all I desire now.
Okay. I think that's actually like forward and modern. Because I think it's unnecessary to marry multiple times in one lifetime.
Thank you. I'm glad you said unnecessary. Because why are you going to be saying I do? Until balance, you make a mistake and say you don't. So, and I think it is always important, like people need to be woke to the fact that when you're dating, and I think the older you get, the more you understand dating better. Whoever I have dated after my divorce, this is how the contract looks, sir. And I can't live with someone 24/7 anymore. I've become so comfortable with living alone. So I am just happy with them existing and I'm existing and we exist sometimes and sometimes we're, yeah. Like I can't, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, marriage, yeah, no, the I do. If you guys ever see me in white, it's a themed party. Let me tell you. It's a themed party.
It's an all-white party.
It's an all-white party.
The groom is in white as well.
But also because the internet never forgets, I would never come back and tell you that I've agreed to get married. I'll just keep it. The way I kept my divorce a secret is the same way I'll keep the next marriage secret. But companionship is the same thing as marriage. You commit to somebody and yeah, look at Oprah and Stedman.
Oh yeah.
They're not married. They've never been married. They don't believe in it, but they've been together for years and it's worked out for them. I'm not trying to be Western, but I've done the traditional part before. And
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So you spoke of your children as well. So you have mixed race kids. So I was curious, like, how do you navigate like the racial dynamics? Do you see them being treated better than you? Like, what's that like?
I'll tell you a story. Benas, how many hours do you have? Just kidding. I'll tell you a story. So I think that was 2018. We took a family trip to Italy. We had a reunion where everybody was coming from different countries, continents, and whatever, and everybody was meeting in Italy. And from here up to the Madrid border, we were okay. Once we got to that side, you get stared at. You know, people are looking at you on the train. It's like, and I've always been tiny. So when you see 3 kids next to me, I'm just like, and until the kids say, "Mommy," in public, I'm like, who are these kids calling mommy? This is the mommy. You know what I mean? They would always, stare and look. In Zambia, interracial marriages have slowly been accepted. So on this side of town, there hasn't been much to worry about. For my kids, it's been half and half. Not that they've been treated better or bad, but sometimes they've actually been racially profiled by, Caucasian people.
Yeah.
And for me, I know I have mixed race kids, but I'm not sitting and saying I have makara panyumba, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But also, whenever I have the chance, especially with my youngest, I always have the conversation to say, don't ever feel like you're better because you're light-skinned. Because sometimes, unknowingly, a friend will put you on a pedestal because in their heads, they think you look better than them, when it's not the case. And I'm the perfect example. I'm a dark girl, I'm a melanin girl, and if you check out my friendship circle on the female side, all those girls are yellow bones. I mean, some have bleached, but they are all yellow bones. I've hung out with a lot of light-skinned people, but it stems from maybe my upbringing. remember I said I have a very good relationship with my dad. So growing up, my dad was always that guy. Good morning, princess. Good morning, beautiful. You're very beautiful. The affirmations came from yay high, you know? So did somebody try to bully me as I got older? Yes, they tried. But it never hit me the way it hits some kids now, because maybe these conversations are not happening at home. So it never, some people would call me, Blackie, what, and I'm just like, So tell me, how much has your skin tone given you so far? Being your color, how much has it sorted out for you? You know? So I hope I have educated my children enough for them not to feel that they're better than other people because of their skin color. I think it'll be foolish of them. The two older ones are adults and they'll probably watch this. It would be foolish of you to think you're better than somebody that has a different skin tone from you, because look at mommy, she's a dark girl. So it would literally be, if you responded to that, it would be a disappointment, especially, you know, to me as a parent, like, didn't I do enough, you know, or didn't I create an environment for them to understand that society is society, but how you understand it from the home point of view and the conversations you have with your friends and your family, because sometimes the company you keep also matters. Because if, like I said, if your friend puts you on a pedestal because you look a certain way or because you seem privileged than the other, that becomes a problem. Because now in your head, the brain stays developing for a while. So if in your subconscious you always have that thing of, oh, I always get it better and A, B, C, D, then you would have failed in life. But the one thing I do stand for is pretty privilege. Pretty privilege is a real thing. And pretty privilege has nothing to do with skin tone. Because people are beautiful, whether dark, white, blue, green, gray.
For sure.
Pretty privilege, I stand for 110%.
You've been a beneficiary, clearly.
Well, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I mean, come on. Pretty privilege is a thing. Am I saying other people are not pretty? No, I'm not saying that. But yeah, it's a thing.
I think you have to take advantage of what you have to get ahead in life. Like, the world is cruel, so you use the tools that you have.
Bomba number 2, Zinkwete. Shout out to Shefi 187. You guys, just bath. That's all I'm saying.
Hashtag life advice.
Literally, hashtag life advice. Let's just all bath.
Yeah. Speaking of opportunities, apart from TV, I saw you did radio as well. Are you still on radio?
Yes, I ended up on radio. I'm still doing radio. I'm with Kwithu. Well, can I mention them here?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Not that.
Well, I'm not in like a rivalry.
Right? No, I'm with Kwithu FM, and getting into Kwithu FM was very interesting. I'm very good friends with the director there, Mr. Mukamba Mwenda. Him and I go way back. And so when we had the conversation, he was like, "Boy, ukomena ubwera, siko kamba chizungu." So I'm like, "What do you mean?" The same way we talk when we're not talking business is the same way you should be talking on radio. So radio is 90% vernacular and 10% English. So yeah, I do mid-morning. 9 to 12, and it's called the Zathu Show. Very interesting, 3 hours, Monday to Friday. You guys should tune in and listen to my... I can speak Bemba fluently. I can speak Nyanja fluently. I can speak Tonga.
Wow.
I can speak some Lozi. Yeah, and the rest I can just do like greeting and stuff like that, like in Luvale or something here and there.
Oh.
So it's not that hard.
I was wondering how you fit in.
I know.
You look like a bougie girl. I'm like, how is she at
always
Kwithu?
say this, Benas. I am bougetto. I am bougetto. Okay? Right place at the right time. When I need to use knife and fork. And when I need to know which one is butter knife, which one is an oyster clover, I will know. But when I need to be in the Diolis, I will be there also.
Deep in the Diolis. I know it's a skill. It's a skill. But I guess it's helped like your brand reach the mass markets, the high density areas as well.
And when we talked about me joining the team, it was like, you know what? You can't really call yourself a media personality and you've only done one stream of the media. Let me try it. And it's a different audience. It's very mass market. And I think with my brand, it automatically did a reverse marketing because I aired on international TV before local TV. So I got known out there first before locally. So it was like, you know what? Let me now get into the mix of local as well. And it's been a good journey. It's been amazing. It's actually given me some of the best opportunities I've had. Who would have known I would have emceed at Heroes Stadium to 60K people for that Fill Up Heroes. So that's something for the books. You know, not many people can say that they have emceed for, you know,
at a stadium show.
At a stadium show, you know.
What was that like? I forgot that you did that gig.
I know. my next stadium should be the FNB Stadium in South Africa. Ooh, that would be nice. Imagine me emceeing for Chris Brown.
No, you should. You should. I was there, by the way, actually.
For Chris Brown?
Yeah, it was a nice show.
I didn't make it for that one, but
Why?
yeah.
What happened?
So the thing was, I was meant to go for the Brazil one. And then just kidding. But remember from SA he went to Brazil?
Brazil, yes.
No, life did just not happen. We were meant to go, then we didn't go, then I just didn't end up going. But yeah, I missed out, but I'm sure I'll see him again
soon.
Somewhere in the world.
He's out of prison, so maybe in the UK. One of the Manchester shows or something.
He's definitely not going back to England. Jesus.
No, you should stop punching people.
We said no to violence, please. Yeah, so I think it was like reverse marketing for me. And so being on Kwithu was and is amazing. Yeah, I work with great talents. And so it's been interesting to get to know different personalities.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should probably try to be on radio as well. Because the only TV I've been on is Zambezi Magic.
Yeah.
So I'm not really like known in these like high density areas.
You should do it. You should do it.
Yeah, so it's that thing where you're only recognized at East Park, but at least when I'm in Kulima Tower, no one knows who I am, so I can get on buses free.
Whereas for some of us,
that's the only thing that scares me about being too famous, like not being able to like do certain things.
No, once your name gets out there, it's actually scary to be outside.
Yeah.
So I prefer to be outside the country.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like being outside here. Yeah. I do go outside. I do love hanging out. I hang out at the same places with the same people.
Here or outside?
Here.
Oh, here. Okay.
there's literally like 2 places I go to religiously. Like when I, if you've heard that, oh, Natasha is out, it's almost guaranteed you'll find me at either of these 2 places. I won't even mention it, such people should come and follow me. But other than that, I'd rather travel. I've invested in traveling because once that immigration just stamps my passport and says welcome, I become a tourist. I'm like, nobody knows me.
The relief.
The relief.
What's been your favorite country to visit?
I always say Italy. Italy has my heart. I've been to beautiful places. Italy, yeah.
Why? The food?
The food, the ambience, the architecture of Rome. Oh my God, it is so beautiful. And not even just the city. I've stayed in Tuscany as well, which is like farm area. Benas, all you see is acres and hills of olives and grapes. But it is beautiful. The beauty of just going to their, they don't have tuntembas, but they are small shops, and you can just buy fresh mozzarella at 10 a.m. or at 7 a.m. You know that from this time to this time, the farmers will bring in the fresh cherry tomatoes. They are even still on the tomato stems. The tomatoes you see on Food Network on on DSTV. Yeah, like fresh mozzarella. The food is fresh. The nightlife is amazing, you know. In some cities, they only open the town like after 14 hours and stuff. Like, the countryside is very nice and chill. Most of the farms make their own wines and olive oils and stuff. So it's very, it feels like the movies. And then sometimes I watch movies and I'm like, oh, I've been there, you know? The first time I went there, we stayed at a hotel just in front of the Colosseum. So you can imagine how that experience was. It was like, So Italy, yeah, Italy has my heart. And I'm a hopeless romantic. So I always think of myself, one of the icons I love is Audrey Hepburn. And she did that movie Breakfast at Tiffany's. And I didn't have breakfast at Tiffany's when I went the last time. So I have to go and have my breakfast at Tiffany's. Yeah.
You definitely go back. You arrange.
I should go in there and come out with diamonds. Italy, definitely. Italy has my heart. I love a lot of other places. I have other countries on my bucket list. This year, Greece must see me. But yeah, Italy, I'd go back in a heartbeat. There, if they just say,
come.
We're kidnapping you, and then I overhear the kidnapper saying, oh, your human trafficking destination is Florence, Venice, you know, Venice,
yes.
Milan. That's Milan. Take me. But I love the south of France as well. I haven't been there. That's a dream destination. Saint-Tropez, oh my God, and Monaco. Monaco mainly for the Grand Prix. I would like to go and watch a circuit from there. But yeah, just experience the luxury there. Monaco is, where the money resides, So I definitely want to go to the south of France. I jokingly keep saying I want to relocate and live in the French Riviera at some point. I'm waiting for my last one to get into boarding. And sometimes they say, you are what you speak.
Yeah.
So I've been saying I am $50,000, but it's not coming. but maybe because I've already set my wheels in motion, because I love to travel. I do travel often. I definitely will find myself in the south of France or in the French Riviera at some point in my life for a long time. I like good life, guys. So I must end up there. So I'll come back. So don't cry for me, Savannah, but I will be back. But I just need to go, away for a little bit. Yeah.
Eventually everyone comes back.
True. And the thing with us in the media space, I think it's easy to, well, not easy, but not all ends when you move to a different place.
Yeah.
You just need to master the art of networking and placing yourself in the right places at the right time. And never underestimate your elevator pitch. People take it for granted that an elevator pitch is just for people that are looking for office jobs.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Your elevator pitch can happen the moment you say hello to someone. So you have to make it intentional whenever you meet people. So wherever you go in the world, just be, if I go to the south of France, you will find me reading the news on France 24. And you'll be like, don't worry. I shook the hands of the right person at the right time. You know? Yeah, so, yeah, traveling, I love to travel.
Wow. I'll definitely add Italy to my to-visit list.
You should. Okay, if you're not dating, you will find love there.
Hopefully.
I feel like Paris is overrated when they say it's the city of love. For me, it's Italy. I'm that girl, Benas. You see those movies where you get a coin and you toss it in those Tuma fountains?
Yeah.
I did that in Italy. So Italy, you will find love. And especially that you're a chill guy. Yeah. Go to Italy, find a small apartment for yourself, studio apartment, rent a Vespa, those Tuma bikes. It doesn't even have to be, the proper Vespa just.
Yeah.
Those ones. Just enter the Paris motion.
Yeah.
You get it. And you know, creatives, we always just fall into the, into the right spot.
Right place,
You
right
just
time.
take one nice picture of a restaurant and that's it. Guy, okay, maybe I watched too much of Emily in Paris. But no, my friends always laugh at me and say I live in a fairy tale. I do live in a fairy tale, and even my love life, I approach it like that.
Yeah.
I'm in my head, no matter how old I will get, I'm the girl that believes in Prince Charming and knight in shining armor and all that jazz. Like a door must be opened for me, and hold my hand when I'm getting out of that. Like in my it's the chariots and turn those mice into horses, turn that pumpkin into a chariot. Yeah, so my life is very, I view it as a fairy tale. Some parts of it are like that and some are not, but eventually it will all just be a fairy tale because it has to be happily ever after.
Yeah, real life Disney princess.
I am, honestly. Yeah. Princess and the Frog. It's just that I'm done kissing frogs.
That's that stage now.
I'm past that stage of kissing frogs, honey. We ain't doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So away from media, I saw in your bio you're an entrepreneur as well. And some time ago when I was driving, I used to see like your banner, Heir to the Throne, in Woodlands.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yes.
See, I've been a fan.
That's crazy that you remember that. Oh my God, that's a long time ago. And that's the one business I actually gave up.
Serious? Oh.
No, not really because of that. To whom much is given, much is required, and God has given me talents, Benas. I'm very good with my hands. So I've been good with hair from when I was young, back in boarding. And when I left the corporate space, I left the corporate space 2 weeks before I had my daughter. And after that, I stayed home for about 1.5 years, just being a mom. Then I woke up one day and I said, this can never be my life. Stay home mom. Although I want to be a trophy girlfriend now. But that man still won't let me be a trophy girlfriend. He needs bragging rights somewhere to his friends that no, my girl is working on ABCD project. Anyway, trophy, girlfriend comes on different levels. But I woke up one day and I was like, is this what staying home looks like? Like, nah, I can't. But I knew one thing for sure. I didn't want to go back behind a desk. So I was like, what are you going to do? Okay. My friend was a makeup artist and she used to get booked for weddings and da-da-da. And she said, you know what? Most of these events ask for a hairstylist, but I don't know how to do hair. I only know how to do makeup. Do you want to join me? And that's how I started joining her on the wedding makeup days. And I used to charge 100 kwacha, 50 kwacha for hairstyling. And that was even before I got that shop in Woodlands, at the house there. Then I work, I buy to my things. I would go to Kamwala, buy killing irons, lumping up money. But then I'm like, this money is not enough. What else can I do? Then I decided to do flowers. Like I said, story in my head, I live in a fairy tale. I love flowers. You need to apologize to me, give me flowers. I'll forget everything you did. Flowers make me happy. I can sleep on a bed of roses. I can be in a garden hours and hours. So I said, I would like people to feel how I feel when I receive flowers. And so that year I went into my WhatsApp and sent all of my guy friends, said, guys, this Valentine's, you're going to book from me, whether you like it or not. And so all my guy friends were my experiment for that year. And I started doing flowers to get more money to put into the business, the hair business. And it grew and grew and grew. Then now I started being recommended by Kachinga's wife.
Pretty.
Yes. And her and I are very close as well. So it was like, okay, she used to do my makeup and then we became good friends. And she was like, you know what, you actually know how to do hair. So she would now recommend me. And it started working vice versa. If someone would hire me for hair, they'd be like, makeup artist. I would either use the other friend or have Pretty come with us and, we would go. And our days would literally start like 3 a.m. in the morning because weddings, it's a whole bridal party, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m., just depending. And it was interesting because then you get to the wedding and you're like, it's Natasha doing my hair? Because now those were the Zathu days. Oh my God, we just watched you on TV last night. And it was like, yay, And time just started slipping out of my hands, to be honest. The schedule was not scheduling. Remember, I had a young child. She was under 5. And I know I'm very good at multitasking. So there was the hair and the flower business now was also, doing its own thing. They were all growing at the same time. But the help I had at the time was very good with the flower side of things. On the hair side, as most businesses in their infant stage, most customers will ask for the owner of the business. So no one should touch my hair apart from Natasha. But Natasha left Kwacha Music Awards at 3 in the morning. I am tired. I can't, do your hair. So then you would have unhappy customers because then they don't want your supporting hairstylists and So it became a little bit strenuous for me. Whereas for flowers, you would go by order. So you pre-book and that's how it goes. So with hair to the throne, that's how I put that baby to rest. And I miss it, but would I do it again? No. I love it. I still do my own hair up to now. And so I'm happy with it just as is. Flowers, I still do flowers. The business is called Unforgettable Moments.
Okay.
On all social media platforms. You can find us there. Yeah, flowers are the ones that are just, I can never let go of flowers, you know. Because even if the client doesn't order, I just take them and put them in a vase in my house and be like, here, make my house smell good and look beautiful. There's no loss. Well, I lose a little bit on, you know, the injection of the capital, but I mean, keeps me happy. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh yes, wake up and smell the roses, then the coffee. Nice. So yeah, on my entrepreneurial side, that, and also an online clothing store, which is Queen Avenue. I'd like to think I'm not too shabby on the fashion side of things.
No. I was even going to mention, to say, you usually would kill it, like when you go to these events, Lusaka July.
Someone told me that. Someone said I used to be a trendsetter back in the days. I'm like, what happened?
I feel there are some people who may have even known you, like, just from killing it.
Yeah, I used to really go out of the box with my outfits back in the days. Should we bring that back?
You can.
Yeah?
If you want to.
Guys, let Benas know in the comment section. Maybe we should bring that back.
You want Natasha back on the red carpets, killing it.
Yeah. You know, I used to be an extrovert and social, like I said, but growing older, but also having more camera time, I'm now an intro extro. So outside doesn't excite me the way it used to before. I'm a homebody for the most part, but when I need to go, I will go. It's always nice when you get invited to an event and you attend, but like I said, I have invested in traveling now. So any slight inconvenience, immigration, stamp my passport, I want to go. I want to leave this country. 2 weeks of working, I need a break. I need to go somewhere.
You're already on booking.com.
I'm already on literally booking.com. And that's it. So yeah, maybe we should bring out of the box Natasha back again. Because remember, I used to do I had all colors of the rainbow for my hair. I used to do blonde, I used to do green, I've had pink hair before. And now I'm just like more on the blondes and the nude tones and the natural tones. But I have some of those hairs, I will bring them back. I think the second half of the year.
Yeah.
Next month is my birthday, July. So we'll see, maybe July will be how Stella got her groove back.
The reawakening in July.
The reawakening, oh my God. It should be, I'm getting older. Maybe it should be a reawakening.
Yeah. In closing, on that Z podcast, you mentioned that you're launching your own podcast soon. How's that going? When is it launching?
Funny that you ask that. I was literally about to launch before I came on here as a guest. But life happened and we couldn't air. So very soon, very, very soon. I don't know about you and how production has been for you. Benas, people in this country. I have cried because of poor workmanship. I have waited for hours because of unreliability. Waiting on hours and the person is not even picking up the phone. Are you doing this for free? I'm paying you. Why aren't you just picking up and saying, I can't show up today? Service providers, do better. Because, from cameraman, hey, to producer, to the people behind the cameras, we're begging, please do better. Because I have been through it, and then God said, my daughter, you will not cry for long. I will bring you a team. And God dropped a team for me. And in Julius Malema's words, we are now cruising smoothly. We are cruising smoothly. I have the most amazing team. Everybody is a creative in the team, and you can see that the creative juices are flowing and everybody's putting in their input. I cannot wait for you guys to
watch.
Yeah, to watch it. I think you're going to enjoy it. It's as bubbly as you see me. It's a very vibey kind of podcast. So very soon in a shop near you. I will be announcing it very soon, guys. So not too long. I know Edna, the People's Bay, has been asking. You said, because it's been a year. Also, I'm a procrastinator, which is not a good thing. And my biggest fear is disappointment. To disappoint or to be disappointed. So some days I would wake up and be like, what if they don't like the product I put out? Then some days I'm like, I'm going to do it. And then again, I'm like, maybe let me just stick to what I'm already doing. Until it was just like, no, you have to do it. So yeah, very, very soon, guys. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be very interesting.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see what it's about.
Yeah.
The angle that you've taken. Plus, you're already done. So I don't think you struggle to even like have it monetized. And I think within like 2 weeks, a month,
fingers crossed,
it's going to catch on. And there's power in having your own platform. Instead of waiting for a channel or an organization.
So we're going to spread all our wings everywhere. What do they say? Multiple streams of income.
Yes.
So of course we do it for the passion. We love to do it, but the money is also welcome.
It will definitely come.
Yes.
Plus, you've got a great manager who is very capitalistic.
He is. Oh my God,
You need someone like that in your corner.
Yeah, no, he is focused on the money, which is a good thing. He's very professional, and shout out to the entire team. They take care of me very well.
That's a good thing.
They take care of me and my money.
For sure. Natasha, thank you so much for coming through. I've had a great time.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope I come on yours as well soon.
Yeah, actually, we have to do a revenge. So, yeah. My people will contact your people. No, I'm definitely saving your number after this. And yeah, speaking of social media and not following each other, networking. Do you follow me? Do I follow you? Which is your busiest platform? I have my phone here.
My busiest, Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah. Benas Banda. Benas. As one is.
As.
Exactly.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Same on Instagram.
Follow.
Which one do you prefer? Instagram or Facebook?
Follow me everywhere, darling.
I will. I promise.
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Follow me everywhere. And next week, you follow on all the podcast platforms once we announce.
Okay. YouTube, Spotify, Apple
YouTube,
Music.
Spotify. Now that we've delayed the launch, I guess Apple Music will be there as well at the time, because we had struggled a little with Apple. But yeah, Spotify, we're set and ready to go. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, everything is set.
Nice. Looking forward. And I wish you the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
Thank you. I had fun as well. You see, it wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. At least you didn't ask for my deepest, darkest secrets. I don't have any secrets, guys. Don't go searching, because you people.
The people in the comments will be disappointed. We wanted the tea.
There's no secrets, guys. I've given you my all, my entire all. That's all you need to know.
That's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been the 50K podcast with Benas, Banda, my guest, Natasha Vandermaas. Stay tuned for games by Z Creator. Shoot from King Spirit Image Room. Until next time, we out.
In today's episode of Cup Stacking, we have Natasha and Benas.
Tasha Balange, ayanga, ayanga,
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh.
Hey guys, so now we are going to play a game that we are calling Do Not Drop the Ball. Do not drop the soap. You see what I did there? So it is going to be the creator of the game and the guest. And let me tell you now, Team Tash, we got this. I want to make those sumo thingies like for in Samoa Island, but never mind. When we win, we're going to do the victory dance. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Don't drop the soap. Oh, sorry. Don't drop the ball.
Can't believe I lost.
I like your hair color, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.